live? Yay! Welcome back, everyone. We spoke, we listened. We are here with our Restore 6-in-1.
Let's wait. Let's give them time to join.
All right, awesome. Everybody, take your time logging in. We're here with our most popular 6-in-1 body and face system. We have our lovely model here. We're also offering her an additional service while we perform this treatment on her. Another one of our very popular systems, the O2 Derm, providing oxygen and LED at the same time that we're giving our client a great body contouring treatment today. So today we're going to work on our client's abdomen. This is the area of most concern. We are going to be working with our cavitation system here. We're going to help our client with tightening, toning, contouring. We're going to be breaking down her fat cells. We're going to be using our radio frequency to help with building collagen and elastin, tightening and toning. And we are going to include the body treatment with our vacuum therapy. This is going to assist with the lymphatic drainage as we break down the toxins. We want them to get out of our client's system. All right, is everybody logged in and ready? All right, so the first thing that we need to start with our client, you want to do at-home care, general health questionnaire. We want to ensure that our client knows what we're going to be doing and how the treatment works. So we generally are going to do this in a series of sessions. It's not a one-and-done treatment, just like going to the gym. It's not can't go to the gym once a week and expect a miracle. Our client's going to be relaxing while we are performing the workout on them, essentially. So we want to ensure that our client is doing at-home care in conjunction to these treatments for optimal results. So we're going to start our treatment on our client, and we're going to get into all of the settings and the at-home care information and instructions for our client to follow while we are performing our treatment on them. So this is our client's first treatment. We want to reserve around 90 minutes in treatment time, just because we need to perform cavitation for 40 minutes. The radio frequency timing is going to vary depending on the size, the area, and that is all stimulated by the heat and checking of the temperature. So we do need a few tools in order to complete our treatment on our client. So ultrasound gel is the major tool that we are going to be using. This is going to allow for conductivity of our currents throughout our client's system and providing for glide. Here we also have a temperature gun for our radio frequency, because the science behind radio frequency is reaching the temperature of the skin to 42 degrees Celsius. So we want to always have an extra gun just in case a gun isn't calibrated correctly, and always have extra batteries for just in case. We also have a little bit of anti-cellulite massage oil to assist with the vacuum therapy when we get to that portion. So first we're going to start with our ultrasound gel. Here on our screen, we can go ahead and slide right on through. Can you see the screen? Is there any glare there? So we're going to go ahead and slide right across the screen to the 40K cavitation. That is what we are going to select first. Our treatment time is 40 minutes, so we can go ahead and increase our time to 40 minutes. We can always alter that depending on the area of the body we are treating. Here below the timing is our energy. Our energy goes from 0 to 100%. And when we are working on the client's stomach and back, the maximum our energy can be at is 80% because of the organs. We are using cavitation. The way that cavitation works is off of sound waves. So the sound waves are traveling, bursting open the fat cells and releasing them through the client's body. So we definitely want to ensure that our client follows at-home care for proper detoxification. And we always follow cavitation with our vacuum therapy to direct everything out of the system to the nearest lymph node. So we're going to start with cavitation for our client. So we want to apply a small amount of our ultrasound gel, thin layered spine. So with the stomach, we're going to split the stomach in half. We're going to actually spend 20 minutes above the belly button and then 20 minutes below the belly button for our treatment. So we're just going to apply our gel to our client's skin. And you can spread it around. You can use your device, hand, whatever it is that you prefer. So here we have our energy at 80%. Now here down in the corner, we have different energy wavelengths. So with cavitation, this treatment is generally performed every 72 hours for the first 3 weeks. So we want to alter the settings because remember our client is coming to us for a workout, so it's our job to essentially switch up their workout routine for them so that their body constantly is getting results. Just like going to the gym, switching up your workout routine, your body will not grow complacent and you're constantly challenging the body. So we're just going to start on the first energy wavelength. So make sure you're charting on your client, taking before and after photos, and making sure that your client is progressing through their treatments and following their at-home care. So here we'll just select the energy levels, the settings, and hit play. Our device is going to light up. There's no heat coming from the device. The LED is providing with a nice LED treatment, building collagen, reducing inflammation. So we are going to apply the device to our client's skin. When it comes to cavitation, we're just going to keep the device going at all times. Remember, this is working off of sound waves. There's no heat coming out of the device here. So we're going to spread the gel around our client's skin. And with cavitation, we want to just keep the device going at all times. So there is no specific pattern. We can do circles, we can do zigzags, we can do up and down, but the sound waves are ultimately doing the work. You just want to keep the device moving. So here we are going to just help our client with breaking down. You don't really need to add a lot of pressure or anything. This is just, it glides so easily right along your client's skin. So the main thing we're going to be doing here is keep moving. So with cavitation, remember the time is going to vary on the area. So for the stomach is 20 minutes above the belly button and 20 minutes below the belly button. So you can always alter your settings for 20 minutes and 20 minutes if that's more comfortable for you. How are you feeling, client? Are you doing okay? Mm-hmm. Excellent. So always check in with your client and make sure they're doing okay. With cavitation, because it works off of sound waves, our client may feel or hear or experience some ringing in their ear. That's normal and that's natural. That is simply due to the sound waves emitting and traveling through the body. So if your client is feeling or experiencing the ringing, that we know the device is working, and your client can also wear headphones to help mitigate the sound. So if you feel like you need to apply more gel, if the gel starts to dry or absorb into the client's skin, we can always apply more gel if need be. So remember, the most important thing when performing this treatment on your client is their at-home care. We want to ensure that our client is following at-home care. So during the course of this treatment, that means that our client should be following a healthy lifestyle, eating healthy, and ensuring that they are avoiding toxins, because what we're doing here is breaking down toxins into their body. We don't want them to be putting more toxins in, or they can get sick and flu-like. When we're performing this treatment on our client, we want to ensure that our client is hydrated. So during the course of these treatments, our client needs to drink plenty of water. So at-home care means healthy lifestyle, exercise, hydration. On the actual day of treatment, we have 3 specific instructions for our client. We need to ensure that they are hydrated. They need to drink at least 1 liter of water prior to service, and they need to drink at least 1 liter of water after service. Also, rule number 2, on the day of treatment, we want to ensure that our client avoids eating 2 hours before treatment and 2 hours after treatment. Rule number 3, we want to ensure that our client is doing some type of physical movement or activity, because we want them to detox. The machine and the modalities are doing everything to the client. The client needs to get the toxins out of the body. So exercise is extremely important. It doesn't have to be a crazy workout. Something as simple as walking is great. or even the vibration plates that some service providers have. That's also great to add to this service if you have that. Or if your client can do a sauna or steam room treatment, that's also beneficial because that's gonna allow for sweating to get those toxins out. We want them sweating and we want them urinating. That is how the toxins are able to get out of the client's body. So remember, cavitation is working off sound waves. It's bursting open those fat cells, and we want our client to get all of those toxins out of their body. Right, so it's so easy. All you have to do is keep the device going and going and going for the correct amount of time. So if we were treating our client's back, we would essentially do the same exact treatment on our client's back. We would have our energy at 80% because of the organs, and we would split the back in half. We would do 20 minutes on the upper back and 20 minutes on the lower back. So circles, zigzags, not a lot of pressure is necessary, just a simple gliding it around, breaking open those fat cells to get out of that body. Right, so once the 20 minutes is up on the upper stomach area, we will simply take our hand piece. We can remove our client's gel from the upper half of the stomach. And then we can apply gel to the lower half of the stomach to perform the rest of the treatment on our client. So you can always spread your gel around as well. So 20 minutes on the lower half. Same as before, circles, zigzags, really just following the contour of your client and their body. Generally, this is the most popular area to be treated first. We are always performing these treatments in a series of sessions. So, just like going to the gym, series of sessions. Cavitation can be performed every 72 hours for the first 3 weeks. And then after that, they can come in once a week for maintenance sessions. We want to break the body into 4 major areas. So stomach is one area, back is another area, then we have the arms and the legs. So we want to really consult with our client, get their general health questionnaire, and we want to coach them as well on their lifestyle to ensure that we can give them the best treatments and that they can receive the best results. So remember, before and after photos, at-home care, general health questionnaire, and making sure that our client is following their at-home care, healthy lifestyle, exercise, avoiding toxins, and hydration. Super, super important. So cavitation can be performed every 72 hours, no sooner, because we are breaking down toxins. We do not want our client to have any excess toxins in their body. Like we said earlier, it can cause them to get C4 flu-like, and we don't want that to occur for our client. So we want to ensure that our client can come in at least twice a week for the first 3 weeks, and ensuring our client is jump starting their routine and their workout and their results. So within that first 3 weeks, that's the most critical in jump starting your metabolism. Now, after that, once we have established their main area of concern, we're going to treat the stomach for at least 6 to 8 sessions or until they've reached their desired results. Then we can target another area of concern, maybe their back, maybe their legs, maybe their arms. So we essentially want to stick with one major area of concern, perform minimal amounts of sessions, and then move on to the next area. We can't be jumping all around, or we're not going to be able to see the best results. You can definitely treat our client's whole entire body, but we do not want to release too many toxins at once. We want to do this medically safe for our client. So cavitation, we know, takes around 40 minutes in your treatment time. So you want to allot for your client's treatment time approximately 90 minutes for their first visit. So we want to ensure that our client is getting. Are you guys okay over there?
Yeah.
Alright, so we want to reserve around 90 minutes, 40 minutes for cavitation. Then the radio frequency treatment time, like we said earlier, is going to vary. We're going to do that next. And then the vacuum therapy for lymphatic drainage is really only about 5 to 10 minutes. Alright, so now that we have done our 20 minutes above and 20 minutes below, we can move on to our radio frequency treatment for our client. We want to make sure that we wipe down our hand pieces so no gel is drying on our hand pieces or gets inside of them. We want to use extra care and caution with our hand pieces. We want to get that gel off. And then we can go ahead and switch to our next hand piece here. So we will go to the home screen. Can you see that okay? We're going to go to the home screen and we're going to go ahead and locate our body RF. So that is pictured here. And our treatment time is automatically programmed in the system to 30 minutes. And we can adjust that if need be. Generally, you can just leave it as it is. Now, the way that radio frequency works is it works off of heat. So we are going to be heating up the skin to 42 degrees Celsius because that is the science behind radio frequency. That is what is going to stimulate the fibroblasts to produce collagen and elastin and allow for a tightening and toning effect for our client and help smoothing out any wrinkles. This treatment can be performed once a week. So on our client's first visit, we are going to reserve around 90 minutes, 40 minutes for the cavitation, 20 to 30 minutes for radio frequency, and then around 10 minutes or so for lymphatic drainage. So all we have to do here is turn our energy up to 100% and hit play. So our device is on NOR. NOR is for normal, nonstop, constant heat. We have an additional setting here. Pro is progressive or protective. The device will not make any heat unless we're making complete contact. See, it's not even registering me because I have a glove on. So this would need to be making complete contact on our client for it to start generating heat. So we want to apply a little bit more gel to our client so that we can perform our treatment on them. So just a thin layer of gel is fine. You can have like a popsicle stick to spread it around, or you can spread it around the hand piece here. So there's also an additional light feature here. Generally, you just want to leave the light on. That's what's going to indicate that your device is ready to rock and roll. It's going to get nice and hot, so we don't want to burn our client. That's why the gel is in place to protect our client. And we're going to just create small circles. So our circles are going to be nice and tight. We're going to be working with about this much skin at a time as we perform our treatment. So we're going to map out the area that we're treating and just create small circles as we move along, checking the temperature. So make sure you have your gel on your client and have your gun ready to check the temperature. Alright, so with our client, I'm just going to spread the gel around initially and just gradually warm up the area for her. Alright, so now that we have our gel all spread around in the area, I'm just going to map out my client. I'm going to start in one area and just heat up every square inch as I move my way down and across. So I want to have my gun ready, and I'm going to go ahead and circle right here in this small area. So you can sit and watch. Your clock is going to count down for you, and all we have to do is circle for around 60 to 90 seconds and check that area for 42 degrees Celsius. 42 degrees Celsius, about 107.6 Fahrenheit. So here I want to watch my clock, ask my client if they're feeling okay, feel the heat, it's nice and warm for you. Excellent. Alright, so you want to go ahead and check that area. Make sure it's heating up. We're at 40 degrees. So if you haven't reached 42 degrees, you can go for maybe a couple of more seconds. Generally, if you're within a few degrees, you're pretty much within range. 1 to 3 degrees is perfect. All right, so now we're at 42 degrees. Perfect. So then you're going to move on to the next square inch and heat up that area. So approximately every 60 to 90 seconds, we will achieve the temperature reading that is required to produce the collagen and elastin. So nice tight circles, stimulating the heat right in that small area. So we can go to the right, we can go to the left, but we're never going to keep it still because we do not want to burn our client. So there we have our temperature reading. Perfect. All right, so now we're going to move on to the next area. So it's very easy to do. It all is going to vary on your client, their size and their shape, as far as how many circles we're going to cover the entire area of our client. So you'll get into your working pattern as you are going right along your client. You will start to understand their skin and how fast their body has the ability to heat up and create that temperature, conducting that energy. Right, so we want to go ahead and check that area. Great. And then we're going to move on to the next area. Right. So it really doesn't take that long to complete the treatment. And this is a treatment that we can only do once a week. So our client's going to come back in the next 72 hours, and we are not going to perform this on them. We are only going to do the cavitation and the lymphatic drainage. So on our client's next visit, we probably only need around 60 minutes of treatment time, 40 minutes for cavitation, and 10 minutes for lymphatic drainage. Right, perfect. So then you can choose to go back over here, or you can start here and work your way down. You can figure out your working pattern for your client, whichever is most comfortable for you. But we want to stimulate every square inch to 42 degrees as we move along, helping with tightening and tuning. So essentially this is what it will look like as you make your way across. And once you've covered the entire area once, we're never going over the area again because this treatment can only be performed once a week. So we want to make sure that our client knows that they are definitely following their at-home care. So now we are done with our radio frequency treatment. We are going to move on to our lymphatic drainage. When we perform our lymphatic drainage treatment, we want to ensure to remove all of our gel from our client because we never get any gel inside of our handpiece here. So no gel or coconut oil or shea butter should ever come in contact with this device. We want to ensure that nothing ever gets clogged inside of our device. There's a little filter inside of here, just kind of like a microderm filter. We want to inspect that regularly and change that as it gets dirty. Okay, so we're going to remove our gel from our client's skin, and then we're going to apply a small amount of our massage oil, and we are going to direct these toxins out of her body. And you want to always check in with your client. How are you doing? How are you feeling, ma'am? Excellent. How is that oxygen? Great. Excellent. All right. So, like when we were doing the BBL treatment, you can always add this treatment on to that service as well. Do you have any questions?
Any side effects of the cavitation, radiofrequency, anything additional?
Side effects, weight loss, tightening, collagen building. Only good side effects.
Awesome. Do we have any in-house financing that they can acquire with this house rent?
Definitely. We have all kinds of financing options. All right, so now that all of our gel is off of our client, we can apply a very small amount of massage oil. This is not even necessary. It's a light gliding treatment. So a thin amount. We're not coating our client in oil because we don't want to get oil in our vacuum. So a small amount of oil. We are going to just massage that right into our client's skin and allow for a nice glide. Now what we're going to do with our vacuum therapy, is we are going to direct those toxins out of our client. So remember, like we talked about that home care earlier, the only way to get the toxins out of our client is hydration and movement. So when we're working on the stomach, all of our toxins need to go down and out to urinate out of the client system. So we always direct everything to the nearest lymph node, which is going to be in the groin region or in the armpit region. So those are our exit points for our client. So when we're working on the stomach, we're directing everything down. When we are working on the arms, we would direct everything into the armpit region. When we are working on our client's back, the upper part of the back can be directed to the armpits, and the lower part of the back can be directed towards the groin. When we are working on our client's legs, everything needs to come up to the groin to get out. So we want to have our client relax, and we are going to adjust our settings here for our vacuum on the side of our machine. So you want to have your vacuum control at minimum level. As we begin our treatment, we can always adjust our settings. So here on our screen, I don't want to get the screen dirty. Sorry guys. Alright, so I'm going to go back to the home screen and go right on over to my body vacuum with RF. So the vacuum handpiece here has the radio frequency capabilities as well. Remember, we just performed radio frequency and we removed all of our gel. So we do not want to turn our energy past 30%. It's great to have a nice warming feature for our client, but we are not going to turn it up to get hot and burn our client. So just warm is great, but hot, no. So don't go past 30%. And again, we have the same NOR and Pro setting. So NOR for normal, non-stop, constant heat. Then down here in the bottom corner, we have our modes that are preset, just kind of like for our curve system. M1 is going to be for constant suction, and that's going to provide constant suction as we direct the toxins. M2 through M5 are different rhythmatic pumping actions. So I can just select M1 and hit play, and my device is going to provide suction. Now if I want to adjust the settings, all I have to do is go right on through M3 and so on, and that's going to be like a pumping heartbeat action. You want to start off with M1, and we are going to apply our device to our client and direct everything down to the nearest lymph node. So just doing a few passes on our client, directing everything down. The majority of the work was already performed with cavitation. That's where we broke open all of the fat cells and we distribute them throughout the body, and now we want to tell the body to direct the toxins out. Okay. So you can always increase or decrease the vacuum depending on your client's comfort level. And we're just directing everything down and out, following the contours of our client and ensuring that our client is remembering that they need to follow their at-home care, healthy eating, avoiding sugar and alcohol and fried foods, and hydration, and ensuring that they are doing some type of physical movement or a sauna or a steam room to assist their body with the detoxification. Alright, so we're just directing everything down and out. How are you doing? Are you doing okay, ma'am? Awesome. Alright. So this is a very simple, easy parade treatment. So that was mainly the body. So remember, cavitation is sound waves traveling, bursting open the fat cells. Radio frequency is tightening and toning. And our vacuum therapy is directing everything out of our client's system. You can also use your vacuum therapy as a massage tool on the back. similar to, you know, kind of like your roller or your BBL. We can use this for massage therapy. We can also use this for cellulite cupping on the legs as well. So this is a great tool, multi-purpose. The system here, we can create, tailor, customize, and design a variety of treatments, all depending on what our clients' needs and wants are. So we can create a plan just for radio frequency. If our client is only wanting to help with tightening and toning, we can get that fat here on our arms that we don't like, help tighten and tone that. So remember, this is a once a week only. This is every 72 hours, and we always perform our lymphatic drainage when we are performing cavitation because we need to direct those toxins that we are breaking open out of the system. We have our smaller hand pieces here as well to perform treatments on the face. We have the smaller radio frequency for the eye and the face, and then we have our microcurrent as well. Now these are performed in the exact same manner that our radio frequency is performed, except they are performed in smaller circular motions. We always want to maintain our circular motions around the same size as the headpiece here. The microcurrent is going to be where we are directing and lifting and contouring the face. The microcurrent can be done 2 to 3 times per week. Remember, radio frequency is only once a week. Cavitation is every 72 hours for the first 3 weeks, and we're going to stick to one major body part before we move on to another body part. We want to sell these all in a series of sessions, so 6, 8, 10, 12 more. It depends on what the client needs or wants. You can do a series of sessions on the stomach, then move on to their next area of concern, maybe their back or their legs or their arms. So we can treat their entire body, but it has to be in the right time frame so that their body can properly detox and properly rebuild their collagen. Do we have any questions?
Are all radio frequency the same?
Is all radio frequency the same? The science behind radio frequency is the same. We're all going to be heating up the skin to 42 degrees Celsius or 107.6 Fahrenheit. The radio frequency is going to differ from the size of the head and the boulders. That is going to be the main differentiation between the radio frequency pieces.
Are cavitation energies just because of the organs, or can we lower because of any discomfort? Can we just tailor everything to the customer?
So generally you want your energy levels sufficient to achieve the results for your client. So when we're working on the arms and the legs, because there are no major organs, we can be at 100% for the cavitation. Whenever we're working on the stomach and the back, the cavitation should only be at maximum 80%. If we're working closer to the heart, we want to turn our energy down lower, 50 to 30% when we're working closer to the heart. But you can definitely, if your client is feeling or experiencing the ringing in the ear and they're finding that discomfort, the headphones are really great. That is very helpful, the music and headphones. But you can definitely turn the energy down. Your client will probably need a few more sessions if the energy is lower.
Would this be be saved? Can I go back? Can I see this again if I want to?
The live, the
Yeah.
video?
Mm-hmm.
I don't get it.
I think so. You got this right. Pregnant women and lactating women get any of this?
No, so
treatments?
you always want to make sure you do your general health questionnaire, ensure your client doesn't have any major health disorders or concerns, metabolism, thyroid, cancer. All of those need to be approved by a medical professional to ensure that your client can properly detox these toxins out of their system.
Do we sell the temperature gun? Can I acquire outside of
Yeah,
this?
so we sell temperature guns, we have gel, we have the oil, we pretty much have everything that you could need for your device.
When I'm booking my clients, approximately how much should I book for this first session? Like 80 minutes, 90 minutes?
So you want to obviously leave time for consultation, clean up, but remember cavitation is 40 minutes in treatment time. The radio frequency is going to vary depending on the size of the client and their ability to conduct heat. So generally we do recommend 90 minutes for the first treatment, 40, around 20 to 30, and then around 10 minutes, and then cleanup time, check out before and after photos. All of those are important, making sure your client is committed and following their at-home care so that they can achieve the best results in the fastest amount of time. Essentially, on their second treatment, 72 hours later, we're going to shorten that time because we are eliminating the radio frequency protocol. That can only be done once a week, so do not do that more than once a week. So we would need around 60 minutes for the second session, and we're only doing the cavitation and the vascular therapy.
Awesome. I know that you lower the intensity in the abdomen and the back because of the organs. Do we have any concerns with any of this about the bones or?
Well, we're working on the fat and the skin, so we generally don't want to target the bones. That's why we're following the contour of the client. So we're not going to be grinding on their hip bones or their ribs. So we're going to gradually guide this along to the areas where we have more fat deposits.
Awesome. We have some confusion about the order of treatments, cavitation, radiofrequency, and then lymphatic drainage. Can you explain why that order, or can I do cavitation, then the vacuum, and then go back with radiofrequency?
Well, the reason we have it set up in this particular order is because you have your gel. We're going to use for cavitation to break open those fat cells, and then we essentially leave our gel in place. We don't want to remove the gel, reapply the gel. So this is for a smooth and easy, seamless transaction process. So we are essentially doing the cavitation first, breaking open those fat cells. We're going to do a nice tightening effect and stimulate those toxins more, break them down into smaller particles so that they can easily exit the body. So then right after that, we remove all of our gel from our client, and we are going to glide our device to the nearest lymph node to get those toxins up and out of the body, ensuring that our client is hydrated. Remember, they need to drink at least 1 liter of water prior to treatment and 1 liter of water after. No eating 2 hours before, no eating 2 hours after. And we want to ensure they do some type of physical activity. So whether that's the standing vibrate machine that you stand on, a sauna blanket, or a steam room, or just a walk around the block, all of those are going to benefit your client so that we can get those toxins out of their body.
Awesome. Do we have any, at what frequency number should the cavitation be for best results? At what energy should the cavitation be?
So the highest is 100%, and that's arms and legs only. Stomach and back, 80%.
Do we have any discounts going on about the restore, or can I call in? Or?
Yeah, definitely. Always call. Please call the 1-800 number that we have here.
We have a promo code PIN.
Oh yeah, we also have a promo code today. You can just go online and check out. Type in Restore, RESTORE, and you will receive $500 off your purchase today. It is for today only, guys. So please get it before it's sold out.
Awesome. We have another question about breastfeeding again.
Yes.
So breastfeeding in pregnant women is a no-no with any
because
of this
remember,
one?
what are we doing? We are breaking down toxins and releasing that. So if you are breastfeeding, that toxin is going to come out of that area. We don't want those toxins going into our children.
Awesome. Cool.
All right, so guys, next time we're going to do a demo on the facial. We didn't have as much time today as we wanted, but that's okay. We have part 2 coming up for you guys. So please continue to ask any questions that you guys have, any concerns that you have. We're going to continue to do these lives for you guys. This is super exciting. We listen to what you guys have to say, so please let us know what other machine you want to see or hear us talk about, demonstrate. Thank you for our model. Thank you for our team here. We appreciate you guys, and we love doing this for you. So thank you for staying tuned. Don't forget your code RESTORE. Go and get your machine. Get a great body. We'll see you guys soon.